Do you remember the ZTE Axon 20? Yep, I'm talking about the world's first phone to launch with an under-display selfie camera. The Axon 20 launched last year, first in China and then later in the global market. Its biggest selling point was the fact that it had a selfie camera placed under the display. So there was no cutout, no notch, no pop-up mechanism, but rather a clean front design with a hidden selfie shooter. Now it was the first generation phone with an under-display selfie camera, so the implementation was not perfect. Like, you could see a pixelated square on the top of the display indicating the selfie camera beneath it. Now ZTE is preparing to launch the second generation phone with an under-display selfie camera, and it is named the ZTE Axon 30. There is no announcement regarding the launch date from ZTE yet, but it is expected to launch this month in China. Since this is a successor of Axon 20, the biggest upgrade comes in the way the under-display selfie camera is implemented. So what actually the company did with Axon 20 was that the small portion of the display under which the selfie camera was placed had a lower pixel density when compared to the rest of the display. It is said that the pixel density was literally half of the rest of the panel. So this means the portion of the display that had the camera underneath it was having a low resolution with smaller pixels, and this enabled the light to pass through to get to the camera. This was the reason why there was a pixelated square on the top of the display below which the selfie camera was placed. This square was more obvious in lighter backgrounds, but if you look at the official renders of ZTE Axon 20, the company tried to show that there was no way to locate the selfie camera at all. But this time we have got a real life image of the ZTE Axon 30 in which we can no longer see any pixelated grid like last year's model. Now this does not mean the selfie camera is completely hidden and you cannot locate it at all. In fact, if you see the phone at certain angles, then you can see that pixelated square. But the thing is, it is less noticeable than last year. So how did ZTE do this? Well, speaking of what ZTE has revealed so far, the company did not lower the pixel density like last year. In fact, the whole panel, as well as that area above the selfie camera, has the same pixel density of 400 pixels per inch. And so, since the area above the selfie camera is not having a lower resolution than the rest of the panel, it is not easy to notice that pixelated square. But still, ZTE is doing some kind of trickery here to make the light go through the display to the camera sensor underneath it. Apart from the pixel density, another improvement over the last year's phone is a 120Hz refresh rate instead of 90Hz. There are not much details regarding the phone yet, so we cannot say whether it would be a mid-range device like the Axon 20 or a high-end flagship. Whatever the case is, we hope ZTE will launch the Axon 30 in the global market just as it did with the Axon 20. So what do you think of the ZTE Axon 30? Do let me know via the comment section below, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.